What's up? What's up? Facebook. Yes. Here we go. Nah, I'm not gonna reach out for y'all. But yo, hey, listen, this is the final 2020 mock draft. And we is ready, right? We are so ready for this. Yes, it's not gonna be what we was expecting to be in Las Vegas and all that with the glitz and glamour and introducing the Raiders to all this stuff, blah blah blah. But at last, we're still gonna have the draft. So this is gonna be my final mock draft, and let me first and foremost put out there, I'm sorry I didn't finish my other the remaining of my series because my dang laptop crashed on me, and I had to, not the most tech savvy person, so I did what I had to do, and I didn't finish the series I started, which I still had a couple teams to do. But I promise I'll make up for it after the draft with all my draft grades and all that stuff. So, anywho, and also please everybody, I hope everybody's safe. With all that, I know it's almost over. I guess I don't know. I guess it just depends on where you live or who you listen to. So, and don't forget to subscribe and like. And I'm gonna have so many more videos coming after the draft. So, but before we really truly get into this, so as I said, there's no trades in my mock draft, and tomorrow is the draft because today is Wednesday night, April 22nd, and tomorrow is the first day of the draft. The first 32 picks will be announced. I believe it's 8 o'clock Eastern time, and it'll be over by Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. So just everybody tune in and watch, and then I'm sure my draft picks are going to be nowhere near. I mean, the first two I think are pretty much cemented. Number one's definitely cemented. Who he goes to, Joe Burrow, is not maybe cemented, but I'm not hearing anything. The Dolphins have all the draft capital to make the trade, but we'll see. Chase Young, pretty much guaranteed number 2. After that, that's where the fun's going to begin. So, and in my mock draft, it's my opinion. It is what it is. It could be completely wrong or it can be completely right. We'll see. So, how I have it laid out here, I'm going to do my first 16. The Bengals, Joe Burrow, number 1 overall. Kind of obvious there. Redskins taking Chase Young, 2nd overall. Bearing any trades that want to trade up and take a quarterback, Justin Herbert or Tua, or maybe even Jordan Love. Maybe people are so high on Jordan Love thinking that he's really going to be Patrick Mahomes. And if he is, and I've said this in many videos, God bless him, because Mahomes is definitely the future, him and Lamar Jackson. So, number 3, you guys lost Darius Slay. You take Jeffrey Okudah. I mean, it's a win-win scenario, to be honest with you. I mean, or you trade. And I think this is where the trades are really going to start happening. And obviously, as I said, my mock drafts are not, trade friendly. So let's see what happens. But Okudah in my mock draft here at 4. Giants, I want to see him take an offensive lineman, but Isaiah Simmons sitting there, and our team needs. We have needs. And this is what it is. We have needs. So take a guy that can fill all of them on defense, except for the front 4 or 3. Why don't you just take the best defensive player to come out since Derwin James? And I think he is a great comparison to Derwin James. Maybe can't play as much up front as Derwin James, but not too far off. So, and then the Dolphins, surprise here, Justin Herbert, not Tua. I think his injuries are gonna come into play, and it's really gonna like scare people to the point where it's just gonna be like, nah, I'm good. So I think it's gonna be Justin Herbert at number 5. Chargers, best offensive lineman, possibly, arguably in the draft. Get Tristan Wirfs. No quarterback here. Tyrod Taylor. The guy is actually a pretty dang good quarterback. he did good in Buffalo. He got a raw deal, not as bad as Tim Tebow, and I'm on Tim Tebow's train. If it weren't for Peyton Manning, I think he could have been something in Denver, but that's another conversation. So take the best offensive lineman and protect him, and maybe get a Jalen Hurts in the second round or something if you're really looking for a quarterback like that. Because I would not be surprised Jalen Hurts ends up being in the first round, but he's not in my mock. Panthers. Best defensive lineman available. Derek Brown solidifies that defensive line there because you already got Brian Burns and Kawan Short. If Okudah was there, that's where Okudah would have gone, and I think with him being gone, you take Derek Brown. There's some other holes that this team could use. Trading Trey Turner to the Chargers hurt, but they have depth there, so I think the Panthers actually in the best position to get trade back. But if they don't, Derek Brown. Cardinals. This may be the biggest surprise, and the only reason why is because everybody thinks it's a wide receiver. Local radio thinks it's a wide receiver, but I heard something earlier today that kind of shocked me. So, I take a drink of water there. I'm going to go ahead and say it's Andrew Thomas. And Andrew Thomas was the number one ranked offensive lineman coming into this draft. Not saying he's going to be better than Tristan Wirfs, but I don't think he'll be worse than him. I think he's going to be a solid offensive line prospect, and the Cardinals are going to be a pass-heavy team no matter what Kenyon Drake does next year. You have DeAndre Hopkins, Fitz, and Kirk there. Andrew Thomas was, and it is, the best pass-protecting offensive lineman in the draft. So, there you go. Cardinals, Andrew Thomas. Tua finally slides in with Jacksonville because Jacksonville's like, all right, we got Minshew Mania. We're going to ride him for a year, ride the mustache, and let Tua heal and see what we got because they have the luxury of having 2 first-round picks this year. Enough said, right? No need to get into that. Let's move on. Cleveland Browns. The best offensive lineman available, you get Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton, massive of a man. Browns need offensive line. This rumors going left and right about OBJ getting traded. If he does, he does. I don't think it's going to make or break the Browns team. If anything, it's going to make them better because they'll get some draft picks for him. They already have Jarvis Landry. They have a good running game. Baker Mayfield, I think, is going to be a solid player. He just needs better offensive line. And you get that Mekhi Becton. So if OBJ is there or not, Browns are going to be pretty solid. Jets, O-line, edge help, cool. But you have Jerry Jeudy there. The best route running wide receiver in the draft. You can get edge help later, O-line later. You have an extra pick with the Giants in the 3rd round. So you get the best wide receivers. You need to pair somebody with Darnold, and why not Jerry Jeudy? Las Vegas Raiders get who may be, and with all I'm hearing, a former basketball player at 5'9", 5'10", Henry Ruggs. The guy will out-jump who he has to out-jump. He will fight who he has to out-fight, and he will definitely blow past any defender. So the Raiders are going to get arguably the best wide receiver in this draft post-combine. And the Raiders, if it's Carr or Mariota next year, they need some help on other in other areas, but I think they're going to end up getting a guy that is what they need, and they're getting him in Ruggs, and that's going to be the guy in the future for the pair with whoever is the quarterback. 49ers are trading DeForest Buckner because they have a plethora of defensive linemen, and to help ultimately upgrade the secondary, C.J. Henderson is going to be the steal of the draft. I'm saying it right now. C.J. Henderson may end up being better than Jeffrey Okudah. Hear it now. Mark it. It's going to be time-stamped in this YouTube clip. I have him going to the 49ers at 13 overall, but I think it's going to be better than Okudah down the line. And John Lynch, Hall of Fame player, is going to be a Hall of Fame GM. this is going to be his pick. And I'm not saying this is the reason why he moved up, because it's probably for Henry Ruggs, but he was gone. And don't be surprised if the 49ers move up to get Henry Ruggs. And they're not going to trade the Cardinals because it's an divisional, I said that right, team. So don't be surprised if the 49ers move up if that's what they really want to do. If they don't, and they stay here with C.J. Henderson, you're going to have, I think, possibly the best defensive back in this draft. The Tom Brady Buccaneers. I'm sorry. The TB. Oh wait, TB Tom Brady. Oh, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh wait, is Rob Gronkowski's on this team now? Jesus. Okay. You need offensive line help. Jedrick Wills can play everywhere but sent on that team. The Buccaneers have Tom Brady. I grew up in Tampa. Anybody that knows me is like, holy crap. But yeah, I'm a Giants fan, but I grew up rooting for the Bucs. I was there when they won the Super Bowl. They beat the Raiders. Dexter Jackson, of all people, was the Super Bowl MVP of that draft. Blah, blah, blah. Or that Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. Derrick Brooks. Anyways, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Tom Brady and now Gronkowski and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. This offense, if Brady can be a 50-year-old of himself, they need a running game, I admit, and I think they're going to get who I think they're going to get later on in the draft that complements Tom Brady. But building that offensive line to protect a very unmobile Tom Brady is smart. And don't be surprised if this is a place where they move back to also to get some more picks. Arenas is not a coach that likes to tight end to make a lot of plays, but Gronkowski is the exception. So this is going to be an interesting team for the Buccaneers, but starting with upgrading the O-line is a must. Jedrick Wills, 14. Denver Broncos, they need a compliment to Courtland Sutton, CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Hopkins comparisons all over the board, and a lot of people would like to see him go with the Cardinals. I just don't see it happening. I would love to see it happen because I would love to see the Cardinals continue a ridiculously versatile offensive repertoire after Fitzgerald leaves after this year, because I don't see him playing after this year. But CeeDee Lamb landing with the Broncos, I think, is one of like the most guarantees in this draft. But I also hear that the Broncos are trying to move up and draft Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs is a hot name for this draft, and that he's like the biggest hot name that I keep hearing about people moving up, and he may end up being the number one wide receiver. Like a couple years back, you know, the Raiders ended up drafting. Oh, and I'm killing myself right now because I can't think of his name, but the Raiders moved up ahead of the 49ers and getting a wide receiver instead of taking Michael Crabtree, and I can't think of his name, but I'm starting to get old here. I'll think of it later. But next up, you got the Falcons. Kenneth Murray, linebacker, 16th overall. He's going to fill a void. Devondre Campbell left, and they have D-line help. They have a lot of needs, but I think getting a linebacker in the mold of Kenneth Murray is going to be huge because this is something that they need. So we'll see if he actually. I think Murray might be a surprise pick earlier than 16, and he's going to be my biggest surprise pick. But Kenneth Murray to the Falcons 16 is a solid pick. Javon Kinlaw lasting to 17. Probably not going to happen. But, and as much as I do not like them boys, them Cowboys, they pick him up even though they got Gerald McCoy. That is going to make this defense scary. Make Prescott probably want to re-sign. Make other components wanting to come to this team. And it's just like, whoa. So, we'll see. But if the Cowboys end up getting Javon Kinlaw 17, solid pick. Dolphins up again. You get Herbert. You got to protect him. Josh Jones, maybe a little early from him, but with the Dolphins having so many picks, it's a luxury. So you get Josh Jones here, and he's actually a solid tackle prospect in this draft. So kudos for Dolphins. They be able to get him. And then next up, the Raiders. They have secondary help and safety, but McKinney, he's a luxury player. He can play that safety and linebacker position. I might be stretching here, but he reminds me of an Urlacher type back in New Mexico when he was in college, because Urlacher was a safety linebacker hybrid player, ended up being a Hall of Fame linebacker for the Bears. I think Xavier McKinney can be that same type player. So I'm saying it here now. Watch out for that. Raiders can get a solid pick. And ironically, next pick, Patrick Queen. I think it's kind of the same player. I think he can be the type player that can run all over the field, but I actually think Patrick Queen is kind of like another Hall of Famer, Derek Brooks. A little more sideline type player. Is going to show out. Jaguars are going to get a stud of a player here, having 2 first-round picks, getting 2 with the first one, and Patrick Queen with the next one. Jaguars front office is a little shady with all the crap that's going on with Yannick Ngakoue. They're probably end up getting a 3rd first-round pick here. Who's it going to be? Who knows? Or maybe an early second-round pick, Giants. But we'll see what happens. Eagles. They need receiver help in a bad way. Justin Jefferson, he's the best remaining wide receiver, and I think he's going to be a better wide receiver they've had in a long time. And I can't even, I'm really trying to think of a wide receiver that's, I can even compare it to what the Eagles have had. I can't. And that's crazy because I'm such an NFL nerd, and as much as I hate the Eagles, the Jefferson is going to be... Yeah, he's going to be probably one of the best wide receivers that the Eagles have had in the 2000s. So, and please, anybody, leave some comments because I would love to hear and I will rebut. Vikings, they have 2 first-round picks. They lose one Diggs, they get another. And this is one that I kind of want to take back, but I'm not. Trayvon Diggs, he's going to where his brother played because they need secondary help. So now they're going to get Trayvon Diggs, and they lose Stephon Diggs. But they lost Xavier Rhodes and Mackenzie Alexander and pretty much everybody else in that secondary that wasn't a safety. So they start with rebuilding it by getting Trayvon Diggs, and that's as good a start as any. So then you have the Patriots, and surprise, surprise, Jordan Love, the next Mahomes, falls to the Patriots. They resume their glory because they end up getting the greatest quarterback in the world. Pump the brakes because I don't think Jordan Love is going to be happy there, and I don't think Kraft or Belichick are going to be on top of that resume for much longer. So we'll see. I'm Patriots drafting Jordan Love probably if he's there because I don't think he will. He'll probably be a top 10 pick, but if he falls to the Patriots, it's just like it's a setup. The league wants the Patriots to do good. Let's go ahead and give them the best remaining quarterback. Blah 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 blah. Politics involved. It is what it is. Next pick, New Orleans Saints. K'Lavon Chaisson. He could have gone as early as 16, 15, 14, 13, blah blah blah. This guy is a stud. He's got injuries. I get it, but he's a stud. He's going to get after that quarterback. And if he doesn't have injury issues, Saints got someone that can definitely compensate the loss of Breeze after this year. Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal, but he's not going to be there after this year. Vikings, up again. You got Diggs' brother, and then you replace Stephon Diggs with Laviska Shenault. Anquan Bolden, in a nutshell. Cordell Patterson without the speed. I think this guy is a football player, and the Vikings are going to get a football player, and he's going to be scary good, I think. They whiffed badly in Laquan Treadwell a couple years back, but Laviska Shenault will pay dividends tenfold. Enough said. The Dolphins, luxury pick. Go after a guy that Mel Kiper is standing on the table screwing about. Kyle Duggar, yeah, he made his opponents look like little kids because of the college he went to, Lenoir-Rhyne. I saw highlights, and he did. But I think this kid could have done it in the same way in SEC. Yeah, I said it, SEC. I think he could have been Xavier McKinney. I truly do. So the Dolphins luxuriously, yeah, that's a word. I just made it up. If not, got a guy that can just blow people away with his defensive abilities. And, oh, by the way, he is a return specialist too. So if he went to a top-notch college, he would have been a top 10 pick. So Dolphins are in position to swing and miss on a player, and that could be Kyle Duggar. So Seahawks, AJ Epenesa slid down the board. Way down the board. In my mind, I had the Giants taking him in the top 5 back in like November. So for him to be here at 27 for the Seahawks, that says a lot. So Seahawks need help, especially if Clowney's not going to be there. You know, we can move forward on that. Ravens, wide receiver help maybe, but they lost they lost their edge rushers and inside rushers. So Zach Bond can fill either one. And speaking of another football player, he is a football player. I like this guy. He's going to move up a lot of depth charts. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him just slide right in to the Ravens and just be that, not the Ray Lewis type, but the Ray Lewis type player that he can end up being the captain of that defense. Titans, Yetur Gross-Matos definitely would not probably fall this far in most mock drafts. And the Titans probably are not really looking for someone like him, but you don't let someone with his talent fall past you if you're the Titans. The Titans are all in on Tannehill. They got Derrick Henry. Could use a couple upgrades a couple other places, but Yetur Gross-Matos can fit very nicely. Since they lost Jarrell Casey, which is a down linesman, you get a guy like Gross-Matos, and he can kind of compensate there, even though he's not going to put his hand in the ground as much. But then you got the Packers getting my favorite wide receiver in this draft. And I could be a homer here because I live in Arizona now. Brandon Ayuk, this guy, oh my God, watching him for Arizona State this past year, he's just magic. Like, just put the ball in the kid's hands. Like, get out of his way, because that's what he makes the defenders look like. His yak is going to be ridiculous. Like, I'm looking forward to him just getting the ball. And in the Green Bay Packers offense, the way that nobody receivers can put up yards, Brandon Ayuk is going to be in the running. And I'm saying it right now. He's going to be in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year, ahead of Joe Burrow. Yep. Next, 49ers with the next pick. Now they get their wide receiver, T. Higgins. This guy's got a catch radius that is like, and I said this during when I did the wide receiver rankings. This guy just throw the ball, don't matter where. This guy, he's so long and he can jump, and he's got arms for days. Like, he can scratch his knees without bending over. It's just amazing. His speed could be better. Just 49ers need a player like him. He falls to them. There we go. KC Chiefs, Super Bowl winning Chiefs. Where's the needs? You know, when the team wins the Super Bowl, no, they don't need no needs. Yeah, they do. Offensive line. Ezra Cleveland, and he can fit 2 spots. They could use some secondary help. They could use running back. Well, maybe not. But I feel like Ezra Cleveland there, sitting there at the 32nd pick. Chiefs get a fine there. Well, next year, Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay. thanks for watching. Please all stay safe. Draft grades are gonna come Monday. I'm looking forward to how this draft unfolds. Craziness in the world right now. I wish the best for everybody. Please leave me some comments because I'm definitely curious on this last mock draft that I'm doing today. And I love everybody. Much love. But be safe.